And we're back with another video. Today we're talking about standards. So, in a way, they've never been higher, but also in a different way, they've never been lower. So, getting straight into it. A prime example of this is how women have their standards of men. So, a lot of women say they want a man, they want someone who is going to be a man and do all of these things, take care of themselves, blah, blah, take care of everyone, blah, blah, blah. That is their ideal version of a man that they'd like. And yet, the majority of women that want those things, they also advocate and promote the idea of a man not being a man being weak, emotional, indisciplined, and all of these negative aspects kind of counteracting the ideal version of the man they want. And to me, this sort of shows how one group of people will tell you one thing which will be completely the opposite of what you should be chasing. Now, if you look at this logically, if you've got hundreds of thousands of people saying that they want one thing, a lot of people are going to listen to that. And that's where this point comes in. The standards have never been lower for this reason, because the rest of your competition is on the floor. It's fairly rare nowadays to see guys that are in shape, that are making lots of money, that do really well. They've got really good manners. If you can tick off a few of those boxes, if you're in good shape, you make a little bit of money, and you know how to hold a conversation, you're going to be absolutely fine. The thing is, people, they set these standards for such a weird reason, and then they just go and almost just completely forget about that standard for the hopes of being inclusive in a way and trying to make people more comfortable. The point I'm trying to make is, from what I've seen, a lot of women, they say they want one thing, and then they complain about being scared of men. And I'm not saying that there are not scary men out there, because there are. There are terrible, terrible people out there, and a lot of them are men. I know that for a fact, okay? There are lots of men who are terrible people for reasons that women should be scared of. But the fact is, a lot of women are also promoting the almost aspects that create that type of man. And that is not taking responsibility for your actions, not being disciplined, not being strict with yourself, not taking care of yourself. A lot of people, they just say nowadays, oh, just go do what you want, be happy, blah, 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 blah. Don't hold yourself to any standards. But no, it's the standards that create the man. If you see someone who's living off benefits and they're drunk and they're beating their wives, it's because they don't set themselves any standards. They don't have their minimum standard is, if they have one set, is through the floor. It's, oh, I'm married, I hit my wife. That's ridiculous. I was brought up to never lay hands on a woman, and that's how it works. That's how it should work, and that is a standard that I've been taught to uphold. So, by not holding to your standards, you are becoming the new low standard. You can also look at the standards thing in the aspect of success. And success nowadays, as I said, the competition has never been easier. Like, we look at so many people around us, it's not exactly like, you probably find maybe 1 in 100 people who are actually doing really well. Everyone else is kind of a bit dopey, a bit out of it. They're addicted to their phones, to social media. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you look at the few people that are doing it really well, they are amazing at it. So you've got kind of 9 out of 10 or 99 out of 100 who are, they don't know what they're doing. You've got the 1 out of 100 who's an absolute monster at it, who's doing amazing at it. That's kind of the ratio from what I've seen. And it is quite interesting actually, because the competition has never been lesser, it's never been easier, and yet the standards have never been higher, because guys like myself, we go on maybe social media now, or you go on social media now, and the standards are you've got to be a millionaire, you've got to be rich, you've got to be smart, you've got to be tall, you've got to be handsome, you've got to have a car, you've got to have a house, all before the age of 20. That's kind of the standard that by this day and age, at least from what I've seen. It definitely feels like that to me. Like, I'm 19 now, and I've had to move back in with my parents. I'm like, shit, I haven't got my own house, I haven't got my own car, I feel like a failure, but I'm 19. That's the standard that I'm trying to live up to, that I'm holding myself to. Is that a bit stupid? Is that a bad standard to set myself to because it's so ridiculously high? Probably, yes. But that just shows how the media has influenced us. But then you look at the low end of the standard, like a lot of people, they have the standards nowadays of, yeah, I can sit around all day, drink some water, have a couple beers in the evening, go to my boring old job, happily make 30 grand a year, and then go home and be done with it. That doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. Alright guys, see you in the next one.